20 years ago, I was seated outside a room with a few of my friends, and we were all nervous. It was an interview. Now, back then, I was waiting to serve, or rather, I was already serving in the military, and I was waiting to go in for that interview for officer selection. And I remember entering that room, and Chief Commando Officer said, "Come in." And seated beside him, panel of all highly decorated colonels and, all the big shots in the commando formation. And as I trembled my way to the seat, I remember Chief Commando Officer asking me a question. Why should we send you to officer cadet school to be a commando officer? Friends, have you ever felt unworthy of the job? That maybe, you're just an imposter trying too hard? Or even better, that people told you to fake it till you made it and now you're getting caught? Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. You see, back as a kid, I was a tiny kid with a squeaky voice like that. I was really, really short. Never thought that I would even be a commando, let alone a leader. But, well, there I was in that situation. And he said, why should we send you? So I replied, well, the only way I knew how, honesty, right? Which is, I'll try my best. No, you don't try your best. You either do us proud or you go home. Do you want to give up your seat? And at that moment, I thought about a lot of things. Was I good enough? Had I been trained? Could I really lead? I mean, as it was, I had a fear of public speaking. I couldn't look people in the eye. Oh, my voice was changed and I grew taller, thankfully, but I didn't know if I could take on that responsibility of being an officer, leading men into battle, being responsible for their lives. I didn't know. I said, sir, the only thing I can tell you is I will give my best, 100% and then some. Whatever the result is the result. Well, as it turns out, it was a good enough answer. They sent me to officer cadet school and I became a commando. But I never really felt like a leader until one of the officers asked me towards the end of my service. He said, do you want to be a company commander? Wow, that's a role promotion as an officer. And again, that same creeping feeling, that imposter syndrome, everything set in. And I asked him, sir, are you sure I'm good enough? And he tells me, I don't need you to be sure whether you're good enough. I'm nominating you because you are the best candidate that we have. The question is, do you want it or not? And it brought me all the way back to when I was just a mere private sitting in front of Chief Command Officer. Did I want to give up my seat? I never thought I would be good enough, but I did become an officer. I didn't think I was good enough, but I did take that course and I ended up being a company commander in the unit that I served. And because of that, what I do want to say, really, the short message here is, don't give up your seat. Don't give up your seat. Now, I'm not referring to not giving up your seat to pregnant women on the bus, right? I mean, by all means, be a good citizen. But don't give up your seat, meaning don't take yourself out of the game. The fact that you're there in the winner's seat, in the hot seat, is because you've worked at it, you've earned it, you deserve it. Someone saw potential and gave you a chance. Why give up that seat? I remember some years ago in Toastmasters, I had just helped my club conduct a speechcraft session. And out of that, one of the participants found the confidence, right, from freezing up on stage. That's who he was. He was able to go to a different country and speak on a stage in front of 500 people. Wow. And so he came back to us and he said, Kin, that was amazing. I was able to go to Thailand and speak to 500 people, 500 strangers I've never met. Your speech crowd was awesome. Can you train my business team? And my immediate reaction was, and at that point, I hadn't started training yet. I was just a Toastmaster. I thought, can I really? No, I've not charged anyone before. I'm not a professional coach or trainer. I can't do this. Maybe you should ask someone else. And then the organizing chair for that speechcraft was there as well. She scolded me. She said, dude, you already created this result for this friend. Can't you trust yourself to create a result for his team as well? You always said you wanted to be a trainer. If not now, then when? Thinking back, it made me think again about that situation back in the commandos. Did I want to give up that seat? It sure felt like I should, but all the evidence proved otherwise. So I trusted my organizing chair and I said yes. And just to be safe, I told that friend, the participant, I told him, since this is the first time doing it for you, I'm going to give you a friendship discount. All right. I'm going to charge just $1,200 for 4 sessions for your business team. He's like, sure, no problem. At the end of the session, guess what? I got a standing ovation. And then they called me back the next year to train the business team again. And this time I said, oh, the price has changed. It's now $3,000, right? I charged 250% more. Guess what? They said yes without skipping a heartbeat. That's how much my training was worth to them. And I didn't see it myself. Imagine if I had given up that seat, I wouldn't have had a career as a trainer and a coach, something that I really, really enjoy doing today. But it all started there because I didn't give up my seat. So what situation are you facing in life right now? What are the opportunities on your table? Are you held back by imposter syndrome? Do you sometimes feel like a fraud? The important question here is, are you going to give up your seat? Or are you going to make magic happen and become the person you were meant to be? The choice is yours.